Hey Addy friends, Connie here today with a 9x12 layout using the April Kitaholic kit. This is a photo of my pug Blossom. I got up one morning and do your morning business and came back, and there she was all snuggly under my doona still, and she did not want to get up. So I took a quick snap of her, and yeah, it was a bit dark, and because I just used my iPhone, and that's why I changed it to black and white. So the layout I'm creating today is I am basing it off the April challenge, which is a sketch challenge, and it can be found over on the Kitaholic Kits members forum. So this is my take on the members challenge. So it's hard to explain, but there's a lot of squares on it, and it's a two photo layout, but I'm only using one because I do 9x12. And so I've cut up the papers that I had left over from the last layout into little squares, and I've used some tissue paper there, some pink tissue paper, and some book paper, some like lined book paper that was just sitting on my desk like I normally do. And I'm trying to sort of arrange like a square design based on the sketch for the challenge. I normally try to sort of, branch out on my own and try and reinvent a sketch challenge because that's just how I scrapbook. I kind of like things to be a little bit original. So I love sketch challenges because it gives you a jumping off point, and then you can sort of like go from that and sort of go anywhere. And so I do enjoy a sketch challenge, I will say. So here I am just fiddling around, and I've got some of that muslin fabric that I picked up from the $2 shop, and I cut that into little squares as well. You'll notice that my squares aren't square. I'm not a big person who will rule and measure and that sort of stuff, so I didn't want to sort of sit there and measure out all these little squares, so I've just sort of randomly cut them. So I've come back. I sort of went off a little bit and come back because I was playing around with it, and it was just going to take too long, and the video is going to be too long. So I done a little bit off camera, and that's how I come back. And that was my little square arrangement that you just saw. That just sort of, I just chucked off the screen then, and I've just glued all those squares down. So while that is drying, I'm going to do my layering on my photo. So I'm just using some scrap papers that were on my desk, and a bit of the embellishments that came in the Maggie Holmes embellishment pack that came within the kit, and a piece of offcut of the Maggie Holmes paper that I had just sitting on my desk and needed to be used, a little bit of tissue paper. I did put a little brown paper bag behind there, but I do end up taking that out because it was just that little bit dark. I don't know if you've noticed lately, but I am sort of going the real sort of softy sort of tones at the moment. That's sort of where I'm at, and that's sort of where I'm going at the moment. So probably the last few layouts I've done have all been really, really soft and light and, airy, if you could say it that way. And I'm just using my mini stapler there to staple that cluster together, and well, that's pretty much that done. And so I'll bring in my background layout now, and yeah, we'll just go ahead and I will start sticking everything down, I think, at this point. Or do I fuss around a little bit more? Yeah, I do. I fuss around. Of course I fuss around. So I do end up using that hello. I will say that. I do, because that's the title. You'll probably know that anyway because it's the title of this layout. So anyway, I do have a little announcement to make. Due to some just family and a little bit, just really family stuff, I have decided to leave the Kitaholics design team. It was just getting, first off I'll say that I love the Kitaholic Kits, and I love the design team. I love Steph. I love all the girls. They're all awesome. But for me at this time in my life, it was just, it wasn't working. It's not the kit wasn't working. It wasn't that the girls weren't working. It just, yeah, I couldn't keep up with everything. I was struggling, and because, yeah, my life is sort of, you know, upside down at the moment. So I have resigned, and but I will still be around. So so you can still come over to my personal YouTube and watch my videos over there. And yeah, so I'm still going to be around. I'm still going to be scrapping, but I'm going to be scrapping when I can in my own time. So yeah, so this is my last layout for the design team. So it's pretty sad that I'm going, but you know, I had to sort of think of my family, and like my family come first. So yeah, that's just how it goes. So yeah, what I've done there is that little square thing up in the corner. There was a little sort of saying that says, "You are all together lovely." And what I did is I cut that circle out, and the circle didn't work. So then I just cut the words out into little tiny word stickers. And then I still had that frame, so I decided to stick that up in the corner. So this little embellishment actually came from the Maggie Holmes embellishment kit, and I've just sort of made it work so it fits me and it fits my layout. So I think I said this in my last project, that you can cut your embellishments up, cut them up so they suit you, because they just don't seem to fit every single layout, you know what I mean? So cut them up so they actually suit you and your layout. That's my big advice. So I'm just going to pop that hello up on some foam square things there, and I've stuck some little wooden hearts around, and I've added that little paper clip with the little banner on there in the pink. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I've done there. Now I realized it was really clean, and it's not me, so I wanted to add some of the Color Blast, but I didn't want to add the Color Blast. So what I've done is I've tried this. So this is the first time I've done this, and I put a little bit of the Color Blast in that little palette there, and just spritzed it with water to make it a bit more runny, so I can splatter it in the corners of my layout. So that's what I did there. And off camera, I do, after the splatters have dried, off camera I come in and I finish off my layout doing some squiggly lines like I normally do, and my normal grey lead doodly border, and I add the little blossom's name and the date the photo was taken. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. So that's it. So I will see you next time. So bye.